So we're back on the TOKA MUSIK podcast. We're here with two of our very good friends. Actually, they're one of the most recurring artists that have been featured on TOKA, and it's always a pleasure to have you here, guys. So David and Jonas, welcome to TOKA again.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
First, before we start, we want to thank our sponsor. So give your musical career a boost with distribution that ensures your music is heard where it matters most. Media Labs Distribution is a Web3 platform for 100% royalty-free music distribution to over 220 music platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and many more, with support for royalty withdrawals internationally, both in fiat currencies and crypto. The platform offers you tons of benefits like maintaining 100% ownership of your distributed songs, priority placements on music streaming services, powerful analytics that help you grow your fan base, and Content ID that allows you to claim advertising royalties when your music is used by other creators on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So please visit medialabs.io/TOKA to learn more and receive a free 7-day trial to the most innovative music self-distribution platform. So yeah, welcome again. We're so happy to be here with you guys. And hello, Naddy. We didn't say hello to you.
Hello. Yeah, I was just waiting till you finish your sponsor. Guys, this is yeah, we're very excited to have you. And just like GBS said, Guzy and Jonas together, I feel like this is gonna be a double trouble podcast. I think it's gonna be fun. So
yeah,
let's enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's good to have you.
Even though we introduce you both, but we always like to ask the guests to introduce themselves. So please go ahead.
Okay, thanks for having us. I take the shot.
Who's gonna start?
Yeah, my name is Jonas Saalbach. I'm a producer, DJ, and live act. Now focusing more on DJing to represent our label sound, which is Radikon. And right now I'm here in Portugal in my remote studio. I'm working here for the next 2 months, which is very great. Now distraction from the big city life. And yeah, I'm getting a lot of music done here, a lot of label work. And yeah, this is my little naked studio here. I have here since
2 months.
2 months, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a shorter, like a small tour, but it's good that you're gonna.
I figured out
for 2 months.
Yeah, I figured out this is not the first time I'm doing this remote work kind of thing, and I figured out you need a while. You need like 1 week to arrive, set up everything.
Nice. You have all the buffers.
You're also
time buffers.
Yeah, you're also curious about the area here. So. Yeah, 2 months feels very good right now, and yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
So happy for you. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it so far. I know you've been there for how long so far?
I'm now here 1.5 weeks.
Nice.
So basically, it's 1 month on the countryside and 1 month in Lisbon to get a feeling of both. Like how's it to live in a city in Portugal? How is it to live on the countryside in Portugal?
I've been to Lisbon and Porto. Have you been, Naddy?
No, but I have a lot of questions to ask later on, and about Portugal. And Guzy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hi guys, I'm Guzy and I've been on TOKA MUSIK before and met George in Beirut. I think it's been a few years already, and I'm the second half of Radikon and also DJ and producer myself. The better half.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Too nice of you, man. Maybe the I don't know. It depends on what you need. The better half in finances is definitely Jonas.
you complete each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just like me and George. So
yeah. It's actually like a double trouble.
Who's the better cook on your side?
Cook?
You guys.
I think we're both
like
shit.
chef.
Yeah, probably. I actually don't know that about George, so I can't answer that.
My girlfriend is a top cook, I learn from her, but I just don't
Okay,
have
there you
passion when
go.
it comes to cooking. But I try to learn. But yeah.
It seems as if you're doing it for her. Like I don't want to do it, but I have to.
Yeah, you just have to because her food is really good. Yeah.
Can't wait to
Can't
Yeah.
wait for the invitation. We all can't wait for the invitation.
Oh, but you guys are always
It
welcome.
depends.
Once you
It
guys
depends
are in
where you want to
Dubai.
go. Wait, why not Paris? See,
Paris?
this is why
There's food on the
dude.
table, Naddy. There's Lebanese food
Ah.
on the table here, cooked fresh.
I prefer
You're
this. I prefer this.
Lebanese food.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, me too. I'll
Nothing
join
against
you guys in
the
Dubai then.
Hmm.
Okay, great. It's great to have you here, guys. Thank you for introducing yourselves. So we're gonna start right off with the story of Radikon. We all want to know the story.
Just I want to say something. There's this thing we do in TOKA where we ask the artist about their names because depending on the culture,
Yeah.
the pronunciation will change. I remember with Jonas, we used to call him Jonas, and then we learned it's with a Y, like how you pronounce it. But Guzy, I didn't know how you pronounce your name. I thought it was Guzy, and now you spelled it you pronounce it in other
Oh
way.
yeah. I mean we can
What
talk
is it
about that
again?
if you want. We can talk about it if you want. It's Guzy usually,
Guzy.
but
Okay.
the thing is, I think internationally most of the people say Guzy, so I don't mind however you would pronounce it.
Yeah, we
But
pronounce it Guzy, so it's completely different. But
Yeah.
oh well.
Brassi.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't mind if we keep it like that in the beginning, or we talk about like the pronunciation, whatever you guys feel like. I
Nah,
don't
it's
know.
just a thing on TOKA where we always debate how to pronounce the names because there are some really complicated names that we pronounce completely different than how it should be pronounced. That's why Neddy brought it up. But yeah,
No,
it's
it's like
good
the
to know.
same. We had the same with Koyos one day, with Jonas and me.
Oh, really?
And from this day on, we just call.
Hueos.
Yeah, and from this day on, we call them Schosch. It's like a really German
Oh.
way of saying. Yeah.
Well, that's how it is.
What's the most complicated name in the techno scene?
I think we once interviewed Cellini. We thought it would be Cellini or Chiellini, and it was Cellini. So
Chili.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
but I
and
think the most
yeah.
complicated name we've had is I can't even remember the name. It was that. yeah.
that's how complicated.
Oh
it
yeah.
is.
Oostekeks. Oostekeks. Yeah.
Ust and
Okay.
Schitz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Austin
the-
K-Jax or whatever.
Yeah,
it is,
exactly.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's like
guys.
Schitz or something. Yeah.
I never
didn't know
thought
how to
about
say
about
the
it.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another name no one knows is Chos or Chios. You know, the
Yeah,
Steve
well.
Vertellen, the funny
Oh,
Steve
yeah,
Vertellen
yeah.
guy.
CYOZ. It's shots.
Yeah.
Shots.
Chos.
All right.
Koyos and Chots.
So, yeah, going back to Radikon, we want to know the story behind Radikon, your label. You guys both founded this very awesome label. And yeah, we just want you to tell us the beginnings, how it started, how it's going. I think you're celebrating the 60th release. So, yeah. So please tell us about it.
I don't know who will start, but I think the idea of creating a label I had in mind to make a platform basically for me and friends. And then I'm not sure if Guzy or I came up with the idea to get together and do the label together. Do you remember?
I think actually you had this idea in mind and you were like, I think we had a few beers maybe in something, but you were like, hey, let's do it together. And
There's always
like,
beers.
Yeah, and
alcohol.
then I think then we agreed on like let's meeting up and having like these brainstorms and like creating the ideas and what it could be, how it should look like, what it will sound, and like all these different factors. And I think maybe it was the poker night. I'm not sure about that. I have this
Beer and
I,
poker.
I, I do
Okay.
remember that the time frame from the idea until we actually launched the first release was at least 1.5, 2 years, something like this. At some point, I felt a bit like, is it the right decision to make a label? If we want to do a label, we need to make it proper, like worrying. Guzy was not worrying so much, for sure. And then when we finally launched it, it was super nice because all that ideas came together, and it was just amazing. And how we start was I think first of all we wanted to have a name and a logo. And Guzy and me, we come from a small village in the middle of Germany, and
Okay.
we met there, like Guzy still lived there. It's like a small town in Marburg, and we went in the forest, and there was like a source like with fresh water, and
Like a
we got
spring,
some
yeah.
a spring.
Oh,
Yeah, so we got some wine, and we had like the fresh water, and we were sitting there like the whole day, and we're like brainstorming about the name. And then first we decided on a super stupid name. like
What was the
Radikon.
name?
what? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That's not
I
good.
don't remember.
I think I forgot it.
It was
You,
that
you were
bad.
traumatized. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
you
poor
maybe
guy.
you can continue the story a little bit, Guzy.
Okay, so I can't remember the name that we first had in mind. But then I don't know, like the moment where it got in our head. But at some point we had like this moment where we were like, okay, I think we're now on something. And then we were like, okay, this could be something, because we were like talking about like what is music in general. It's some like kind of language that everybody understands without saying a word, especially in the electronic field most of the time. When you cut out the vocals, it's like a feeling that you transport through sounds. And then we were like, okay, there's this one language like Esperanto that they try to get into the world where everybody could speak the same language. And this was the idea about Esperanto. So we were thinking about like creating like a thing with this language that nobody speaks anymore, or didn't make it, but we liked the idea. And so we thought about bringing in like words that could be having the same idea as the music. And then we came up with like something that makes sense for us. And it's roots, the roots of something. And Radikon means roots in Esperanto. So I don't know, Jonas,
Nice.
you wanna say something about it?
I just wanted to. So Esperanto was a track where we both grew up with, like a German hip hop track, Esperanto. And
Wow.
I think
Nice.
this is how we know the idea about that language. So it was the idea was like to create a language with different languages. It has a bit of Spanish, has a bit of Russian, whatever, but not so many people speak it at the end. So there was the connection from that track and hip hop music in general. This is like how we met earlier, like before we came into techno music. It was like 90s rap. This is like we met
I
like on
think
hip hop
you've
parties in our small hood.
I think you've mentioned that in one of the previous interviews we've had,
Yeah,
something regarding
probably.
hip hop. Yeah.
It's important to
I
us,
can.
and
Okay. Wait, when was this
and
actually? When? This is during the 90s, you said? No.
I'm born in '89, but the music is from the '90s. So
Okay,
uh,
okay.
no,
My
but
bad.
we were like, I think we were like 18 when we met,
Okay,
Guzy
cool.
and I, and we went like to hip hop jams, and we used to freestyle and stuff like this.
You guys know
But
each
And
other
they're still
for
coming back.
I think we
Memories are
know each other
coming
for
back
like
now.
15 years or something, 15, 16 years now.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we
And
came up
even,
with Radikon. Mm.
I think even before you even started producing electronic music, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
It was hip hop back
Yeah.
then.
Nice.
And
Okay.
yeah, the meaning of roots. So we had then manifested this name basically, and then we tried to, okay, what do we connect like with roots? So the roots is basically for us in the beginning of running the label was like friendship of the both of us and also the producers that released on Radikon. So we started like in a small group like Dahu, Ubik,
Yeah.
Tony Casanova. We were like just a group of maybe 8 producers and releasing like, you know, just in the inner circle all the time.
Nice. We've had Tony Casanova as a
And Ubik as
on
well.
a yes, true, on an interview. I remember his guest mix was really interesting. He's
One of my
very, very,
favorites. Yeah.
yeah, very technical, I must say.
Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, this concept of releasing only in our friend circle, we had to change after a while a little bit because, you know, like people go their own way, have their own vision. Tony started a new project where he produced more like slow house, down tempo stuff, you know, and then we decided, okay, let's open a bit more. And now basically we do have like our inner circle, like Arude, for example, is always on Radikon, Alma, and yeah, but we have now also a lot of new names, like Hunter Game is releasing the next EP with Hold Together. So also like a bit bigger acts, and yeah, maybe the roots are like spreading out a bit, you know.
Just like you planned it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think this is part of the name that gives you like freedom to grow. Like
Yeah.
you're not stuck in a loop or something, but you can like grow up and like create something that can be bigger with each year, I think.
Amazing. This takes us to actually the VA that you're releasing, and we want you guys to just tell us more about that VA. And yeah, we're premiering Guzy's track tomorrow on the channel. I think by the time this podcast comes out, the premiere's already out, and I think the VA as well. So yeah, please just tell us more about that and yeah, the journey until. I mean, I think you guys already discussed the journey, but yeah, just tell us more about that VA.
All right. Yeah, I think the VA is something that is quite special for Radikon for right now, because usually like the VAs that we have, there's this one series where we have like this 4-track EPs with like mostly newcomers or also some artists that we already had on Radikon. And then we have the Reto that is coming every year with like the main characters on Radikon. And this time we were thinking about something like only peak time, club orientated like tracks that will function well in the club and not like listening tracks or something like that. And I think besides Jonas and me, there's just new names on the label, which is also super interesting for us to bring in some new names that we really, really like at the moment that hit the spot just right for what we were aiming for. And we're super happy to have these names with us. Like there's like new names that few people may have never heard before, or just the nerds
Please
know
give them a
who
shout
they
out.
are. Yeah. I mean, Big Fat, for example, is like crazy. It's like a crazy guy that just showed his like talent in the last year, I think, especially for me. And then there's Unset, which the track, I don't know, like this is crazy, but like this guy sent us and we were like, I think at this point where we listened to the track, we agreed on the same, like we looked in our face like, okay, this is it, like it was a very nice moment. And like, I don't know, Jonas, you can also say something about the thing maybe.
Yeah, then we have Oliver Giacomotto, which was, I think when we started the label, we were like thinking, okay, let's set up some goals. And I think Oliver Giacomotto was like, okay, if we have Oliver Giacomotto on label, that would be really nice, like an old school guy. And right now he's on
Cool
fire
guy.
again. With his releases, like everything is just super playable and sounds amazing. So I'm happy we could manage to get him. Then we have Julia Kama from New York with her first release, and Speaking in Tongues, that we are also fans of for a while, and Several Definitions produced the closing track for the VA, and I hope I didn't forget anyone. But so how Guzy said, the concept is like to release only peak time music. I think in general right now Radikon is more about releasing dance floor orientated bangers, and but the idea to drop this concept as various artists was actually from a friend of us. I used to work with him for a while. And we liked the idea and just worked out the concept. And what's also new, it's the first time that we have the label logo as an artwork. I can't really say why, but we had the feeling of, okay, let's represent the logo.
It's the logo with the red. I've seen the artwork.
Yeah. It's very loud, and also it's the time where we're gonna announce the first events. So we are going to plan some events this year worldwide.
Oh, nice.
The first one in Istanbul in June. And
in June.
Another
when
one
exactly?
In June.
Do you have any?
I think it's the 9th. Yeah.
9th.
Okay. If I don't have anything, I'll see if I can go.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big one, an open air from Klein Istanbul. So this will be like the kickoff, and so we are going to post the artwork soon, and it's probably a bit close to the artwork of the various artists. So maybe this is like the start of representing the logo also a little bit. And then we have another event planned in September in Brussels.
Nice.
And more to come.
And I think also this is like one of the things that we are trying to achieve right now is to make more events with Radikon. Because we had like this party in Istanbul already like last year, and this also brought us very much closer to the artists that we work with. So we had Holt there, and I think this fixes the relationship between like artists and the label.
Building a community.
And building the community especially, and everything like this. Because I mean, also during the pandemic, you were so much away from each one that's from the scene, and now you can like merge it together again. So why don't do it with like events and having a good time? Because like usually the people that we work with on Radikon are either friends or people that we really like, and we see there's like a connection that we can work with together. If there wouldn't be a connection on a human level, we wouldn't even work with people, no matter how good the tracks are. So I think to have like a party where you can like even meet before or after the party to have some time together is like very important for us. Like usually we take time for the decisions that we're making, like if it's like signing tracks, if it's like what's the name of the brand that we are building, how is the logo gonna look like, or doing an event. We just want to do it when we know it's ready and it's gonna be something that is worth for us to share to the people, and don't want to disappoint us or others. And this is why I think it's sometimes wise to wait a little bit with bigger decisions to make. Like,
Yeah, I agree to that, and we also, every Instagram post we do, we speak about in the team. We have like one more guy is working close with Radikon. We have Daniel who's doing like the animation and the artworks. We have Sasa doing the mastering. So we are like a team of 5-6 people, and everything is planned. And I think also what Guzy said, to build it like slowly, but most important is to work like constantly with discipline.
Yeah.
Consistency is very important.
Consistency. Don't like do a break for 2 months. We wouldn't do that. We just plan ahead everything, and that works for us right now. For example, we have releases, artwork, mastering, and copywriting ready until July already. Like the next 6 releases are completely in the folder.
Wow.
Amazing.
But we had to learn this. Also, like the first 2 years was always like, okay, tomorrow release, what are we going to post,
First
and now
3 years for TOKA was a insane learning process. We had times where we were very silent and very like stressed about that silence. I think Naddy can give his point of view. I would like to see Naddy's point of view.
Well, I still believe we're still learning.
Yeah.
But even maybe in your case, guys, and I think this is why it works. As long as you're learning new things, as long as this discipline and consistency. Oh shit.
Consistency.
Okay, yeah.
Bloopers.
First DJ name.
That should clap here. Clap like 10 times. But actually, when did I start?
You started in 2000, end of 2018. It was a year and a half after I started the whole thing. It was a couple of months after I started the website. The first interview we had after you joined was Jonas.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
All right. That was a long time
Cool.
ago.
This takes us actually to our next question.
Yeah. It's about the video, the short video we shot with you, Jonas, for Hanger. GBS talked about it a few minutes ago. When was the last time you and Guzy visited Lebanon, the Beirut scene? Do you guys remember?
The last time together was 2019, I guess.
Okay.
And
so
we or 18,
this
but
was
we
before
saw more of the
everything,
country than we expected. Yeah, before COVID. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
2018. We
That was a long time
ran
ago.
from after party to after party and just followed the flow of Lebanon party scene. Something we will not forget. And what was amazing, I played a show, and then this night we met a couple that bring us to a party. We met more people there, and with, I would say, 4 or 5, we're still in contact after 6 years.
Wow.
People there are so welcoming, and
Yes.
I mean it honestly, and always when we are back in Lebanon, we try to meet up, and
Yeah.
that's amazing.
That's cool. 6 years. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think maybe you forgot, Jonas, but I think actually like the first Radikon showcase, without calling it a Radikon showcase, also happened in Lebanon. It was at BO18 with Dahu together.
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
That was
I didn't go there, but I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
right. This was another
There was after that what you said.
Christmas. It was about around Christmas, like German Christmas. Yeah.
When are you coming to Dubai?
14th of July. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully
I'll be there with you guys. I hope, but can't promise.
No, I think he's talking about BO18 Dubai, not Beirut, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying I'll visit Dubai and party.
Oh,
with you.
I would Naddy. That's the first time you actually give me hope that you're gonna visit Dubai.
I'm giving hope for everyone. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Amazing. Guzy, are you coming as well?
I don't know yet. It's the first time I hear about that too. so,
What?
so I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Jonas for like 2 weeks or something, and
That's sad.
I don't know. I don't know when this.
He's just
Yeah,
he's in Portugal enjoying it, so let's just leave him alone, you know.
I invited him to come on Saturday, just pay it from the company, but he doesn't want to come. He doesn't want to come.
Well,
girls,
let's pay the flight to Dubai.
I feel like you have a talk after our podcast.
Fuck, it's gonna be a long one.
Why didn't you tell me about it? This is how it goes when you've been friends for, you said 16 years?
Almost, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a marriage.
Like siblings.
Marriage, yeah. you're marrying your sibling. I don't know, like it sounds wrong.
Marriage with less fights,
Less fights.
That's good.
Indeed.
And no sex. But this is usual for a marriage, right?
Definitely.
You mean in the marriage or in our relationship?
I think it's the same amount of sex.
Jonas, actually, why did you decide to go to Portugal to have this escape from the city and everything? I don't think we asked that question.
I live in Berlin for 12 years now. And I think the only thing that holds me right now are my friends. Because, I don't go clubbing anymore like I used to like 10 years ago. It's still amazing, But in Portugal, you have just way more sunshine. I mean, you live in Dubai. I don't need to tell you about how important, about
the sun.
sunshine.
I'm bored of the sun.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're in Germany, the winter is super long and it doesn't stop. So this is why I wanted to go to a more sunny place. And like in COVID, I did this already for 2 months in Spain on the Canary Islands.
Wow.
And
I was there
I
during
figured
COVID.
out how it was.
I was there during COVID. I was in Marbella
You were
in Spain. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So then I could figure out it's super easy to rent the place in Berlin because everyone is looking for places, So we rent out like their apartment there, and then if you rent something else, then you're on a break even. So it's not even a financial investment. It's just like changing the flat for a while. And this concept works for me. In Portugal, I was never here, and I just want to see Europe, I also want to check out if there are places where I could imagine to live for a while.
Portugal is on my list, actually. I've never visited Portugal, but
I love Portugal. I love it.
But speaking of the people there, I think they're very close to to us Lebanese people. We click a lot. I've met Portuguese people. They're like us. And I've heard a lot of good things about Portugal and Portuguese people. I should visit it soon and maybe decide if I will live there someday.
So Portuguese people also after party for 3 nights?
No, I don't think so.
He's over 30
I don't
now.
think so. Yeah. No, but I was actually gonna talk about the scene here in Paris. I'm not partying at all. It's a lot has changed since I moved to Paris. It's not the same as Lebanon or other countries.
When did you move to Paris?
Like a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different.
So
I just don't feel safe there in the clubs, not in Paris in general. It's
Well, that's
different, man.
interesting.
It's maybe someday we can talk about it, but it's different. Like you go there, you feel. Yes.
I wanted to ask a question. Did it change after COVID? And also, how did the scene change in Lebanon after COVID?
Wow, a lot.
Wow, you're the one doing the interview. Okay. I I don't know how. Okay, in Paris, like a year and a half ago, uh, I don't think it has anything to do with COVID. We'll talk about Lebanon after that. But in Paris, there's only one club I go to. It's called Cabaret Sauvage. It's the best. But other than that, the crowd, man, is just they don't go for the music. They really don't go for the music. They go for something else, and that something else maybe sometimes you would want that, but not all the time. And for me personally, when I go clubbing, I go only for the purpose of the music, and you feel like the people around you are not on the same level,
Connected.
and yeah, and you feel like they push you to do things you don't want to do. They're very touchy, they're very aggressive, they're, I don't know, just in the club scene, I mean, but not general French people. Yeah, and as for Lebanon, maybe George can answer your question.
Yeah, I mean, after COVID, I'll try to make this as brief as possible to just go through everything that we have. But yeah, after COVID, as you guys know, I mean, before COVID, we had the revolution, and then the massive explosion happened. So it shook a lot of clubs. The Garten got dismantled. Had to be rebuilt after like 2 years. They've reopened last year. The Grand Factory reopened also this year. So there was a phase where people just wanted to just disconnect. So I feel like the scene in Lebanon has become more and more of a disconnect for people, like stress relief. So it's a double-edged sword for people, I say, you know. But I still believe that the Beirut scene has the best crowd for me. I mean, I've DJ'd also all over Europe, and in Dubai as well. There's nothing like a Beirut crowd. I still say that today. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel it's gotten saturated a bit, in my opinion. I think it's the same lineup every year, the same DJs or producers. You don't feel like you're listening to new music, rising talent, or.
That's why we want Radikon to be more and more involved.
Yeah,
the roots.
Yeah,
I'd love to go back for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, the last time in Beirut, it's been a while now, and I've been there because I should have performed during the revolution, but they cut down the party because of security reasons. And I had the flight, so I was like, okay, I still go there. And first of all, see the country, because I was there like 7 times before or something. But I always went to the club, went to sleep at some point, and then went back. And then I had like the chance to see some countrysides and everything, which was also like a two-side medal. But first the party was not happening, but for like a good reason in my opinion, that people went out on the streets, fight for something for the country. And also that way I could have seen like the cultural side of where I really like to party. And I went to the cedar forest and to some ancient places, and it was super nice to also have this opportunity. But on the other side, it was strange to know that it's unsecure in the streets of Beirut, that when I wanted to go to an ATM, that there was no money coming out and stuff like this. So I saw like the tension of the country with my very own, and it was strange. It was mixed feelings.
It was a pivotal point, 2019.
Yeah, it was, but it was interesting, like to see it. There's actually some tension in the country. Like,
I mean, this takes us to a very important topic, which is like regarding the ups and downs of an artist, and we would love to know how you guys manage like. What's one habit, let's say, that Jonas and Guzy have to like manage the up and downs? Because I mean, with music, with passion for music, with the careers that you guys have, there's definitely a lot of ups and definitely a lot of downs. So how do you guys manage that? Maybe we could go with Jonas first.
Career-wise or personal-wise?
I'd love to know one habit for the career that you always try to take and one habit for your personal life as well.
No, actually, it's a stupid question of mine because I just realized that it's so connected together. Like my personal life and my career is basically the same, you know?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I think we do, you know, label word thinking about career music, talking about music like always. Also with my fiance, I talk a lot about music and career. She also started to DJ and she knows all the names. You know, she knows the melodic techno charts. It's even at home we are like talking about it all the time, which is great for me. I love it. And when I have a downer, I think for me, it sounds cheesy, but yoga is very helpful, because I do a lot of sports, especially since a couple of years more and more, because it helps me like with anxiety and stress and negativity and all of that. But I feel especially yoga is very helpful to get the positive energy out of me. I actually feel the feeling after a yoga session, if this would be my normal state of mind, then I would have a very, very happy life.
Without the yoga?
Like if this is just because it does something. It does something. Yeah. I can't really explain, but it opens and it opens a lot of positivity. So this is something I really do. Also, if it sounds like the perfect Instagram post to talk about this stuff, but that's the truth. And also, I think for me it's super important to hang out with my close friends and talk. So I think we talk a lot about, you know, friendship and relationships. I'm not a person like holding my problems for me. I always need to share, and that's helpful.
Yeah, I have a small comment on this. I just had a call with Naddy a couple of days ago. We were catching up, and I told him something like, when you need help, seek help from your closest friends. Just a simple conversation can really help you. And I've been trying to even do that more and more, and it's been one of my therapeutic things. Yeah, please.
It's true, and I don't think it's a cheesy way to manage your anxiety and your stress. I would also suggest breathing.
Cheesy.
I don't know if you do. Sounds, but isn't. Yes. Breathing exercises are very important as well.
Maybe I think it's a part of yoga as well, no? There are a lot of correlation between yoga and breathing.
Yeah, but breathing, you're like, you're stable and you're just focusing on the breathing. And also one thing, and I think George and I would agree on this, is we stopped drinking coffee.
Yes.
I know it's very hard to do. I don't know, you guys, if you drink a lot of coffee.
I can share an experience right now. Yeah. So when me and my fiance, when we came to Portugal, she stopped drinking coffee. And the first week was super hard. You know, it is like bad headache, super tired. And
withdrawal.
I also changed a bit to, I drink now only one coffee a day and only in the afternoon. So I start my day not like with the, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
I start with black tea. That's still a bit pushing, but in a different way. And I also feel like as older I get, as more sensitive my body is. And if I drink coffee, I can feel it immediately. So I understand that point.
Yeah. It dropped, really. I used to drink one coffee per day, and now I stopped. I drink tea, and it helps a lot. So, yeah, I know it's hard for some people.
At Radikon, you drink 4. At Radikon office, you drink 4.
5.
Really?
Guzy, what?
I'm really addicted right now. I drink a lot of coffee at the moment. Like, I don't know.
It triggers anxiety a lot.
I was like, I don't know. Like, I have my times where I drink a little less, a little bit more. But right now, I don't know. I just moved into a new flat. I have a new roommate, Ubik. I think you might know him.
Yeah.
And
Congrats.
if yeah, thanks. But if I wake up, he's awake before me, and he always puts in the coffee machine, and there's a ready coffee when I wake up. So this is how I start my day.
Oh, so you have the smell and everything.
Yeah, you hear the coffee grinder.
What about
at first,
decaf?
Because, no. Then I drink tea. No, I don't know.
No
like
decaf?
I think I don't mind.
I love decaf because
I tell you something. I made Guzy a couple of times decaf. He didn't know. He didn't realize.
No,
just
you can't. You can't.
you know?
You can't taste
it's
it. You can't
placebo.
taste it.
You can't do this to your friend, man. No, I'm joking. But that's a good idea, actually. But you should have told them, like there's no coffee in this.
It's a
there's no
test.
caffeine.
He was testing Guzy, and it worked.
I don't mind. Yeah. Okay, so decaf from
What
now
about
on,
you?
maybe.
What about you, Guzy? What about your ways to cope with the ups and downs?
Yeah, I think I don't know why, but I don't have so many downs regarding like music stuff so far.
Okay, so
because
career-wise, you're good.
I always think like there's still time, There's time to grow, there's time to make the steps that need to be done, even though I want to force myself to get to where I want to go. But I don't want to rush it, like also we mentioned it before, making decisions, making this, making that. Also it's career-wise, because maybe it's more healthy to go in with a more relaxed vibe. But in case I feel like, this is not cool, this is not working or something like this, for me,
So it's all in your
yoga,
mind.
yeah, but also yoga is my kitchen. Then I go and cook some shit and like cut some vegetables or something like this. That's relaxing me, and then I can get like my mind focusing
Nice.
on something else and get it free. And then
Okay.
also I'm creating something, but it's not relevant for someone else than just for me, or I share it with some friends or something like this. But
Yeah, so staying
it's
productive.
yeah, and like doing something with the hands, and like and then my mind resets a little bit, and then I can go in with some new thoughts to the topic, and sometimes this is really
Because you're only focusing on this task that you're doing, either whether you're producing music or you're doing the dishes. You're only focusing on that, and you forget everything that's bothering you. I like it.
But it's the same that Jonas said. I think I don't know how many WhatsApp messages we share each day, thinking about stuff that is related to the music career by ourselves, the label, or what other artists are doing that we might want to have working with us or worked with us before, and we're checking on everything and discussing about things, decisions, what could be the next things we want to do, what have we done in the past, how does it work, how does it affect us, and how can we change things to make it even better for the artists that we work with, but also for the label and for ourselves at the end. So there's always so much stuff in our head that we want to do, that the day couldn't be long enough to get things done sometimes. Yeah. So you have to get this, like, even if it's yoga, if it's sports, if it's whatever it is, but you need these moments where you can like shut down your brain and like don't think about these things and do something completely else. I think it's very important for I think everyone, and even if it's not music but anything else.
True.
Nice, amazing. One other question from our new 14 facts, which they were actually picked by our readers. We did a small survey, so that's shout out to them. Who influenced you the most in your music career, and who influenced you the most in your personal life to just grow?
Okay, I think I want to start this time.
Go.
Go ahead.
Because most likely, like, the music part is definitely sitting right now with us, and it's Jonas. It started with hip hop
Nice.
music that we like shared thoughts and everything, but also it's his fault that I got into electronic music production and DJing. So you can thank him for another electronic DJ and producer out there that is like
Nice. He's
doing
spreading the
this.
music. That's nice.
Yeah. And I also want to thank him for that, for sure. And like the person that
Cook me something
influenced
nice.
me- and the person, I mean, if I think about it more and more and more, it's most likely my parents, but also my close friends, like people from the scene, people that are not so much in the scene, but I'm in touch with, and I couldn't even name one person in particular, but it's like the inner circle of friends that influences me the most. And I think I have like really, if I count it down to the close friends, I have really the best friends that I can imagine. So they're always
That's
there.
amazing.
They're always inspiring. They're always having cool ideas. They're helpful when you need them. And this gives me energy, and this gives me power. And there's also like
Nice.
Jonas being part of this section as well, of course.
Shout out to everyone you mentioned. That was nice. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful indeed. Yeah, nothing more to say.
Nice.
He
So
answered your- he
Guzy's the
answered
one
the
who
question?
influenced you as well?
For sure, and especially his positiveness. I'm the negative part of Radikon, he's the positive part of Radikon, and I think
The better
this
half,
is
right?
merging together because, he's like, yeah, this is great, whatever, and I'm like, I don't know, I think it sucks, and then we just meet in the middle, and this is a perfect fusion of the both of us. It's not like that I'm a super negative person, but I'm more like, I didn't get enough bookings, the release was not charting on Beatport as I wanted to have it, stuff like this.
Guzy
And,
pops a beer and gives it to you. He's like, come on, man. Cheer up.
Yeah,
That's
moral
it.
support.
You understand our
Moral,
language,
boost.
Esperanto. Yeah, no, but this it's very helpful to call him, and he calms me down because at the end, as you said, it's on our mind, and some things you can't change anyway. So basically, yeah, it's about. But I'm got better in this. I have a way more positive mindset. Also, that I'm just started to read about how the mind works, read about yoga, meditation, and stuff like this. There's a lot to explore, and that really helped me, honestly. And maybe I can answer another question from the 14 questions,
Please
Yes.
go ahead.
which was one person you would dream to have a coffee with. And I was just thinking about, and I think it's
Nice.
Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle wrote the book The Power of Now. And
Oh, yeah.
like a couple of years ago, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, I think I was a bit depressed, and I was dealing like with too many negative thoughts, and then I was just like Googling, like, okay, maybe I should read about it, whatever, and then I found The Power of Now and read it over a half year, I would say. And honestly, for me, it was game changing. I could like understand my negative thoughts way better and reflect them. And then always when they came, I was like, creating them, and they were like going away, and kind of, and I could focus on the present a bit more. And so with Eckhart Tolle, I would love to have a coffee. I'm sure he drinks decaf.
Nice.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I
And
love
yeah, I
that
think-
you brought back this question today. It's like you've done your
Yeah.
homework, You've
Yeah.
been-
First, I was like, I don't know anyone with a really want to have a coffee. And I was like, because I was watching some videos the last days, and it's always funny to watch his videos.
It's one of my
Uh,
favorite questions that we have. It's so interesting. Naddy, do you want to take it to our final question, last but not least?
Yeah, we'd like to know what's your upcoming releases, your plans for this year. So if you can share that with us.
Yeah, so this year I think it's going to be super exciting for Radikon because we have a lot of nice upcoming things that I can't wait to share with. But I think a few of those I can tell. Like we have the Nocta various artists, of course, where we talked about. But there's also some new artists coming. It's Aiken, which I think is super interesting for Radikon. We have Sasha Bremas doing a remix for his EP, who had his own EP already. And then there's Brigado Crew coming with Affect. And I did a remix which will be out in the next month. And then we have Halt and Hunter Game with a 2-track
Nice.
EP, which is super nice. And I was really happy when we signed these 2 tracks, because Hunter Game for me is like a living legend who is like not even old. But I think since I can think about like the electronic music, like Hunter Game is like one of the names that always popped out and was like the guarantee for quality. So super happy about that. And I don't know, Jonas, if you want to share some upcoming things that I think we talked about.
Yeah, I had the same
events,
with
so-
Hunter Game. We hang out with Hunter Game, and we came to his gig in Watergate before we were like at a friend's place, and then he told me his age, and I was like, what the fuck, this guy is in the same age as us, and I know him for, I feel like, my whole life, you know. But it was nice, you know, we hang out, we had a good time, and the day after he wrote us like, now we are officially friends, you know. I think this is what makes Radikon special. We are very close. Then we have 9026 coming with an EP, and I have a single coming up with Korolova in May. I think that's planned, and then for sure we're gonna bring back some of our all-time favorites like Dahu, Arude. We really need to. If Arude, if you listen to this podcast, please send some new stuff, because we need new music. And
Yes. Alma is coming back.
Alma, the most underrated artists. They are crazy good producers. I
You have
think
so
so.
many
We are
plans.
Yeah.
so
What
many
I love
plans,
about
so many
this-
plans.
What I love
Yeah.
about this is that throughout this podcast, we've mentioned so many different artists that are so talented. I just love this because it's nice
Where
to
do we
just
start?
shout them out. Yeah, it's amazing. Shout out to all of them.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I
And to
interrupted.
everyone that we missed and like has released already on Radikon. Yeah,
It
thank you.
happens.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Yeah, we
No,
can't
it was,
wait to,
Now-
to
now-
listen to it.
Yeah, Jonas.
I know. I just wanted to say, I think in the summer, because right now we have like a tight schedule of every 2 weeks, which is great. But I think after that, we're gonna slow down a little bit and maybe do a release every 3 or 4 weeks and focusing more on the event side.
That's not
So-
bad at all. Every 3-4
Yeah,
weeks.
it's time. It's time to
Exciting.
shift a little bit.
Nice.
All right. you seem very excited, both of you. I can see it on your faces. Like when we
No, we
talked
are.
about
We are,
those
for sure.
releases. Yeah.
All in.
Amazing.
Always
man. Can't
all in.
wait. Great.
Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. It was really very, very nice hour. I hope you both enjoyed it, and it's always a pleasure to have you. If you guys have any last words, where could people follow you on socials, anywhere? Please go ahead.
Just going through my notes. Thank you so much for having us. Follow on socials, of course. Follow on socials. Come to our parties. That would be nice. And ask Guzy if he can cook something for you. He's an amazing chef.
Yeah, I think after we got everything settled with the label and the events, maybe I do a special cooking night at ADE one day where
Let's
like
do
everybody
it.
can come.
Let's do it.
Yes. Or in Dubai
That's
when we
nice.
Radikon
Dubai.
cuisine.
Nice.
meet.
Radikon
It's gonna
cooking
be-
class.
It's gonna be vegetarian. We both don't eat meat, so on
Oh.
It's
veg.
fine. It's
All right,
fine.
all right. We're with you on this one.
It makes it
Why
a
not?
bigger challenge for us.
Not for
Who
us.
eat
not for
shawarma
us.
every day.
Not for us.
Shawarma.
No. Yeah. Yeah, thank you also very much from my side. It's always a pleasure to work with you guys. And as Jonas mentioned, come to
Will.
the parties and have a good time with us. And,
Definitely.
yeah. If you want, send us feedback on whatever we are doing.
We'll do.
We're taking it seriously. And
We really can't wait
yeah,
to see you
thanks.
guys to meet face to face and just enjoy our time together. I'm excited
Yes.
to see you.
Likewise.
Hopefully
Likewise.
soon. Thank you for
Awesome.
Hopefully in
this, guys.
Dubai.
It was great. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Dubai, Paris, Lebanon, wherever you want. Let's just meet.
Awesome. Thank you so
boy.
much again. For everyone that's listening, make sure to go to www.tokamusic.com for all the latest when it comes to Toka. Make sure to follow Jonas and Guzy, Jonas Saalbach and Guzy Music, and Radikon, of course. And yeah, thanks. Ciao.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.